In the aftermath of World War II, the United States emerged as a global power unlike any the world had ever known. But victory did not bring peace. It brought responsibility. And with that responsibility came a new kind of fear. Across the Iron Curtain, the Soviet Union expanded its influence through secrecy, coercion, and absolute control. Speech was restricted. Dissent was punished. Obedience was enforced. In this tense and uncertain world, American leaders confronted a question that would define the Cold War. What if the next battlefield was not land, air, or sea, but the human mind itself? During the Korean War, American prisoners of war appeared in enemy broadcasts, delivering confessions that stunned the public back home. Soviet propaganda celebrated these moments as proof that psychological pressure could overpower loyalty and conviction. In authoritarian systems, this was presented as strength. In the United States, it was seen for what it was, a warning. The concern was never admiration, it was urgency. American intelligence understood that ignoring this threat would leave the nation exposed to an enemy willing to operate without limits, laws, or accountability. In 1953, under this pressure, the Central Intelligence Agency launched a classified research program known as MKUltra. The program was not born from arrogance or confidence. It was born from uncertainty. Its purpose was not to dominate minds, but to understand them, to determine whether psychological manipulation could truly be weaponized, and whether American soldiers and agents could be protected from it. Unlike the rigid and centralized programs favored by the Soviet system, MKUltra unfolded through experimentation, debate, and competing theories, a reflection of a system that questioned even its own assumptions. The results were not what many expected. Experiments involving hallucinogenic substances such as LSD, sensory deprivation, hypnosis, and psychological stress produced no consistent method of control. There was no breakthrough, no formula, no reliable weapon. Instead, MKUltra revealed a fundamental truth. The human mind could not be engineered like a machine. It resisted manipulation. It reacted unpredictably. Power, even when backed by fear and resources, had limits. This was a reality authoritarian systems could never afford to accept. The cost of these experiments was real. Individuals suffered lasting psychological harm. Families were left with unanswered questions. One scientist associated with the program, Frank Olson, died after being unknowingly exposed to experimental substances, raising doubts that would echo for decades. But here, the paths of the superpowers diverged. In the Soviet Union, similar programs remained buried behind sealed archives. Errors were hidden. Victims were erased. Admitting failure was seen as a threat to authority itself. In the United States, secrecy did not last forever. In the 1970s, congressional investigations brought MKUltra into the open. Intelligence agencies were forced to testify. The American public demanded accountability and received it. Laws governing human experimentation were rewritten. Oversight mechanisms were established. Ethical standards were enforced. These actions were not signs of weakness. They were demonstrations of strength. The American system did not collapse under scrutiny. It corrected itself. This is where history went wrong for one system, and right for the other. A structure built on fear and silence cannot adapt, because admitting error is forbidden. A democratic system derives power from its ability to confront failure, learn from it, and change course. The United States did not emerge from MKUltra claiming moral perfection. It emerged claiming responsibility, and in doing so it proved why its institutions endured, while others eventually collapsed under the weight of secrecy and control. MKUltra remains a dark chapter in American history, and it should be remembered as such. But it is not a story of weakness. It is a story of limits discovered, truths confronted, and a nation strong enough to change direction when fear pushed it too far. The Soviet Union sought control through obedience. The United States chose accountability through transparency. History shows which path survived. This was history went wrong. A reminder that the true strength of a nation is not measured by the mistakes it hides, but by the courage it has to face them, and emerge stronger because of it.